Hey guys, my name is Brian. I talk figure skating. If you're here, you probably like figure skating just as much as I do. Today, I want to talk about the Cup of China that happened. It happened. It was a competition for sure. There was a lot of interesting outcomes, I will say. Just no one really skated their best, so it was definitely not one of the better stops on the Grand Prix this season. I'm not going to talk a ton about the pairs, but I am going to start with the pairs. China brought in three teams, and all three teams, well, two of the teams definitely, well, all three teams definitely have some growing to do with their pairings together. Even Pang and Wang, who definitely were the better of the three pairs, they all three need to work on a few things. There were the younger of the three pairs, Wang and Zhu, which I actually enjoyed. They had some really interesting qualities that I enjoyed. She seems really soft and lyrical. I noticed, like, in their twists, for example, she just seemed like she was floating, which I really liked. And then the other Chinese pair, Zhang. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not using my... I'm just trying to get this... Oh, great. Here we go. And, yeah. And now it's gonna do it like this, so that, there we go. This is gonna be a fun one, guys, but I just wanted to get this out because I've just got a busy weekend going and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get this out, so I figured I would just go for it today. Before I talk too much about Pang and Wang, I did want to mention Valesi and Piazza, who came out for their second Grand Prix. I enjoyed watching them before. They're a young team. It's really hard to skate your best 2 weeks in a row, but they did score a season's best in the short, and they did score a season's best in the free, 160.65 overall. So they are building, which is really nice to see because I find them really enjoyable, and I think they have a lot of future in the Italian pairs groupings. So I actually like their connection to each other and the way they skate more than a few of the other pairs who are currently above them in the standings, but that's okay. So the biggest disappointment, I think, of this competition was Anika Hawk and Kunkel, Rob, I forget his first name. I just cannot think of it off the top of my head right now. They were surprise winners of Skate America, and they were European bronze medalists last year as well. So, for them to win some Grand Prix medals, you kind of might expect that to happen because they're one of the upper teams in Europe, at least. And the United States doesn't have a ton of strong pairs right now, and Canada and Japan, Canada has a few strong pairs, and Japan has nothing right now because Rika and Kahira have withdrawn. So, yeah, Hawk and Kunkel, they did not bring what they needed to bring here. They had a really beautiful triple twist in the opening of the short, and then some mistakes on the jumping elements, which just really took me out of it because I think Anika is such a dynamic performer, and I really liked watching her skate at Skate America. So, I was watching this and I was just like, man, I don't know if they're going to even be able to medal here based on how they were. And then again in the free, really nice triple twist, and then they hit the triple sows, and I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna go for it. They're gonna, win a medal here and solidify themselves a spot in the Grand Prix final, which they still might get that sixth spot in the final. It's really rough because the 15 points they got at Skate America is pretty big, but negative points on their second jumping element because it was judged as like a single and then a fall plus only 0.54, so it was like negative 0.45 points for the element, at least just from the score box. I didn't actually check, but that was, because the element was, it was just horrible. So there's just like, I don't know, she just didn't feel like she had the same connection to the music. She was smiling at points, or like, maybe her dramatic face just looked like a smile at this point. Maybe she was just uncomfortable because of how bad they were doing. It was unfortunate to not see them skate up to their potential. I just really wanted to see them back up their gold medal from Skate America, but I think they'll like not even 110 points in the free program. So, if they make the Grand Prix final, maybe they could finish somewhere other than sixth place there, because they do have the potential to skate better than what they skated here. So, the surprise for me was definitely the Chinese pair. I did not think that Peng and Wang were going to come here and win a bronze medal, but they did. Peng is back after, with a new partner. The last time with her old partner, she finished fifth at the Olympics, which is really good. So, really, she's like the top person left from those Olympics, especially with Alexa and Brandon gone, and the Japanese pair currently. I mean, they're here, but so they would be there too, but they finished higher. So yeah, it's her new partner's not as strong yet, but I got a little bit of anxiety watching them during their lift in the short program. I think it was the music and the way it hit. It just kind of, I don't know, there was something that was weird about it. Um, Personal best or season's best in the short program, so almost 63 points, which is really good. I loved their costumes in the free program, the contrasting costumes, and even how their skates, one was white, one was black. Beautiful. Like he was wearing the black skates, she was wearing the white skates, and then he had the white out. Like, it was just really nice. Their triple twist was really sloppy. He kind of looked like he was just heaved her into the air during their triple loop, their throw loop. But yeah, I mean, it was a lovely skate. 115 points, since other teams didn't really do their best. They almost hit 180, so that was really nice to see them win that bronze medal at home. Winning the silver medal was the Italian pair, Ghilardi and Ambrosini. Okay. Their short program, the music, Alexis uses that for their like Drive to Remember, December to Remember music, and I just the whole time felt like I was watching a Lexus commercial with figure skating in it. So man, I don't know. That's all I'm gonna think every time I watch the program. They had a really nice program. They hit a lot of their elements. It was nice, and they won a silver medal last year at Europeans. So they are. I keep forgetting that they're that good of a pair for some reason. They had a lot of issues with their jumping passes in the free program. Their triple twist, the collar was really generous. Gave them a level 4, and I didn't think that they deserve that. I think that like these collars need to be fair and not just give people levels because they're supposed to be top. I do love that they went for the throw triple Lutz in the second half of the program. It's content. Let's go. I love better technical content. It actually means that they could stand up later if somehow the Russians come back before the Olympics. A lot of these teams that have been at the top are going to be like, womp, womp, womp. So if they really want to be in contention somewhere, technical content is important. And those throw triple Lutzes, and, if they're going to do throw triple Lutz, maybe he could work on his, and they could do a side-by-side triple Lutz. Really, 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 really nice exits out of their lifts. And after the throw loop, I guess she like goes in between his legs somewhere, and it's just really pretty. They just have really beautiful exits in and out. Like I really liked it. I liked their program. The free program was really good. For me, it was probably my favorite of them, because even though Deanna and Max won the gold medal here, which they highly deserved, their quality of skating, their presentation, everything they do is heads and shoulders above every other team. So it was really nice to see them. Even her thumbs when she's in the air, they're just exquisite. I don't think anyone looks better. I really don't. Their short program had a few little bobbles and mistakes in it, and it just wasn't their best, but it was still better than anyone else. And you could see that because she got like a 70, that she was actually happy this time with her score in the short, because she knew that it wasn't their best. It wasn't like, well, what happened here? So it's nice to see them come and win a gold medal. Wasn't their best. Again, she had to fight for landings in the free program. So, but she did fight for them, and she didn't fall. So they don't really need to be peaking at this point in the season. So it's just not that big of a deal. So the women we're going to talk about next. These this competition was rough. I have a ton of notes, but I just don't think that a lot of people were worth me really talking a ton about. So I'm actually going to do something a little different here. I'm just going to pull up the top real quick and look at it and go off of memory and not even read my notes, because there were a couple things I was really happy with, but 3 skaters topped 200 points. So there were 3 skaters that did really well, and then everyone else was just there and they skated. So, I mean, Audrey Shin, the judges ripped her apart. They downgraded everything. They just gave her credit for nothing. You saw her just after the short program, she came out, I think she kind of felt good about it. And then the caller just ripped her everything. I love this caller. Whoever this caller is, I should look it up real quick because it's right in front of my face. Actually, could probably find it really easily. But this caller said, what? Nope, quarter, under, carrots, quarters, edges, everything. This caller was like, man, this caller. I want this caller at every competition. Literally, every competition. I want this caller everywhere, judging like everybody's jumps, rotation for everybody, and calling everybody, because they didn't, I don't care. Who are you? I don't care who you are. That wasn't clean. I don't care at all. I don't care if it looked, nope, that was quarter. This caller was, I was really, really, really into it. So, with that said, the Katerina Kurakova did what a Katerina Kurakova does. Under rotated jumps. She did go for, that triple Lutz, Euler, triple flip, Euler, triple Lutz, whichever way she does it, I forget. It's great that she's going for it, and she actually goes for content, but she gets like marked down on everything. Like I'm looking at her, I'm looking at her protocol right now. Downgrade under on the Lutz, quarter on the flip, edge on the flip, under and edge on the next flip. Everything else was called clean. So her triple loop was called clean, even though the judges didn't. Both of her loops were called clean. So, but I mean, she just got hit. And I actually thought, I was like, oh, over under 3 clean triple jumps for her. She got 4. So she actually did okay, but they hit her for GOE on everything. Yellum Kim, disastrous. I like her free program a lot. It's a beautiful program. It's a Sandra Bezic program, if I remember right, and you could tell. I mean, it's stunning. She is stunning skating it, but not without hitting any of the technical content. Maddie Schizis did exactly what Maddie Schizis did, minus like half a point. I was like, okay, so she did her short, 61 points. So I was like, okay, 180 points, here we come. And 179.58. So she just does what Maddie does. And it's a shame because she's one of my favorite skaters. I find her connection, when she's connecting to the music and when she's skating well, she's a beautiful skater. But this was not it for her. Nina Petrikina, I was, hoping that maybe she would come in there and back up her Skate America performance. She was okay. Wasn't quite as good as Skate America, but she almost got 190 points. So she's a little bit better, but 62 and 125. That's just a very common ladies figure skating score right now. 180 to 190 points is just, a very ho-hum kind of score. So it can win medals in certain places and stuff. So it's I don't know, it's rough. The top three were not what we had expected at all. Leona Hendricks won the bronze medal here, and I think she won that bronze medal. I mean, I think she still would have beaten Nina Petrikina, but the judges definitely propped her up a lot in the free. I think 130 points for what she put down was pretty high, um, because she got called under on her triple toe, under on her triple flip, quarter on her double loop as a part of that triple flip combo, um, which the base value brought down to 7.96 points. And then I'm looking at it, and it's a lot of negative twos and threes and fours, but somehow she still got 6.75 points for that element, which I don't know. I'm just it seems high for me. But she only cleanly landed 1, 2, 3 triple jumps. Yeah, so that's rough. I mean, to get 60 points technically when you only land 3 triple jumps, it just, yeah, I mean, both of her point combinations got her 7.3 and 6.7 points. So for that, her components being in the high eights, 70 points for components definitely boosted. I think it could have been more like 68, 67 if we're being fair. They should have all been in the eights. There shouldn't have really been any nines because I don't think that she skated at her best. She was definitely propped up by the judges there. Okay. My two things that I was actually really happy about here, Rinka Watanabe, Rob Goddess. um, it was really nice to see her come out in her comeback season and skate so well. She hit everything in the free, everything. Like no, I think she had one mistake in the free program, if I remember right? Wasn't it? Didn't she have one? No. She skated clean. Well, her triple flip. She like kind of had a little bit of weirdness with her triple flip, the first one in the program. But everything else was clean, and she hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 triple jumps, 7 clean triples, edge call on the flip, but 7 clean triples. So that's what we want. She did really well. It was nice to see her in this comeback. Hana Yoshida. This is what we're talking about, okay? She went for the triple axel in the short program. She didn't hit it, but it's under rotated, but she got points for it, and it was decent points. She was in third place after the short. And then she came out in that free skate, and it was a little wonky on the triple axel there, but again, she went for it, and it got called on the quarter there, but she's going for it, and it's coming out, and she's getting it out, and she's pushing it, and she's pushing it, and she's pushing it. But other than that, she landed everything else as far as her triples. She landed 2 clean triple toes, a Lutz and a flip, 2 Lutzes actually. She just, I mean, okay. Triple Salchow, triple Lutz, triple toe, triple flip, triple loop, a double axel with a triple toe on the end of it, and then went for a triple axel. So 8 triple jumps she went for, and she didn't fall on any of them. So it was really nice to see her pushing the technical elements and going for it. Personal best in components. We're just going to continue to see that rise. Continue. I'm going to move to the men this time. Normally I talk about the men last, but ice dance there's so many little stories in ice dance after this competition that there's actually so many stories in all of these disciplines, especially, man, Espo for the men is huge, is going to determine everything for the Grand Prix final. NHK seems a little bit more fair, but there are 4 top skaters coming in Espo that all have a shot to make the Grand Prix final. Kao Mira, Shun Sato, Kevin Amos, and Matteo Rizzo have all won medals on the Grand Prix already this season and all have a shot, because it looks like 24 points is probably going to qualify the Grand Prix final for the men. So it's going to be who has the highest placement with those 24 points and who has the highest score. So because of what happened here at Cup of China, Soto Yamamoto, who won the gold medal a few weeks ago, finished in 6th place. He had a okay. I mean, actually, so a lot of the top skaters had pretty good free programs. There were 6 skaters who scored above 165 points in the free skate, which is pretty good. That's actually really good. A bunch of 170s. There were actually 4 170s. Gabriel Fragapani was the only one who didn't hit the 170. But that's all. Okay, Jin Boyang. Before we go talk about the top 6 and what Soto Yamamoto, I already talked about what Soto Yamamoto did. He finished in 6th place. Right below him was Jin Boyang Jin. I love watching him skate right now. His artistry is improving. I love the free skate with the Ed Sheeran song. I love seeing any man skate to Ed Sheeran, and you just see how it brings out the softness in him. I feel like he's skating because he wants to be, and he's feeling it, and he's joyful with it. I want him to continue. I wanted to see him continue to grow his scores. 237, not too bad. It was a season's best. So we're just going to look for him to build this season and work towards a goal, hopefully. Gabriel Fragapani came out and did a really good, for him, really well. He skated a personal's best, actually, so he did really well. He got a season's best in the short, a little over 85 points. Came out, did really well in his free program. I actually really enjoy now. It's expensive to get choreography. He's using the same free program from last year, which is fine, but I just want him to continue to build and build and build. Kazuki Tomono, this wasn't his outing, and honestly, Fragapani came within 4/10 of a point of him. Like, Fragapani could have been 4th place easily. The judges, I think, kind of went with Kazuki because of his reputation of who he is. But I love seeing this different side of Kazuki. I know a lot of people have not been really into him and like these softer programs and whatever, but I like seeing a different side of him. I like seeing him push himself. It's not the Olympic year. He's got a couple of years to kind of play around with stuff and get comfortable with different things to try to find a combination of 2 programs that get him to the Olympics in 2026. So I like watching the ride. I really do. I enjoyed the 2 programs. Okay. The man who I thought was robbed a few weeks ago, Mihail Sharadov from Kazakhstan. This man came out and hit everything. I still think his score in the short program was low. Got 89.94 points, but he hit a quad lutz, he hit a triple axel, and then he hit a triple toe, quad toe in the second half of the program. He's getting like +1s, +2s, zeros. Like, it's not right. It's actually not right. These judges, he is putting out really, like they're judging him based on reputation or something and not based on what they're actually watching, which is not fair for him. That should have been 95 points, easily 95 points. Even if he doesn't get the higher components, if they want to keep his components down in the 7s, that's fine, whatever. But the GOE on some of these elements that were really well done with very intricate connections, and he's still being robbed, but he won the silver medal or the bronze medal here. New personal best in all 4 all across all 3 scorings. Short program 89.94, free skate 174.52, overall score 264.46. Earned every last point of it. I am excited to see him. He's gonna be on the podium at Europeans. I don't know. I mean, Matteo Rizzo, who I love, my favorite. He's my all-time favorite male skater. I just love watching him skate, and when he's clean, he is just but I don't know, with Mihail Sharadov coming up so strong, they're gonna be really fighting. I mean, I think that Matteo, if clean, is more in the like 270, 280 range, but man, it's gonna be really close for Europeans. The top 2, I was a little surprised at. So Shoma Uno won a silver medal here. He skated really nice in the short. I thought he was propped up a little bit. I thought his landings were not like the best in the world to be giving him the highest GOE and the most points. But in the free skate, he had more issues. He dropped the first two jumping passes, and I remember in my notes, and I don't have them in front of me because I just pulled up skating scores instead. I remember that he was basically like down 25 points after those first two jumping elements, and his lead was only 14 points from the short. So he needed to make up 11 points, and even if his components were 4 points higher, for example, let's just say they were 4 points higher, he's still going to be missing out, and he's not going to win the gold medal here. So I knew that at that point when he fell, and like that was it. That was absolutely done. And then the judges didn't. His components were, I actually think, and I'm going to double check this right now, but I actually think they gave Adam the edge in components. Yeah, they did. So they ranked Shoma second, and they gave Adam. And I remember seeing that. I was like, ooh, because Adam had like 91, and I was like, okay, if Shoma gets like 94, then he'll get a 3-point edge there. Maybe 95. You never know. But nope, he lost components to Adam. So Adam wins his second gold medal. Yeah, second gold medal. So it wasn't his best. The short wasn't as good as last week. The free, here's the deal about the free. I want to talk about that actually for a second, because I didn't think it was as good as last week, but the judges went with him and they gave him the personal best for the free skate this week. So I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. Here's the thing. I want to talk about the Grand Prix standings for the men real quick, because right now, Adam has 30 points. Ilya has 28 points. Soto, who had 15 points coming in, only has 20 points now. So, Shoma has 13 points. Kalmira has 13 points. Kevin Amos has 13 points. Yuma Kageyama has 11 points. Shun Sato has 11. Mateo Rizzo has 11. Kevin, Kao, Shun, and Mateo are all in Espo. Only Shoma and Yuma are in Japan. Lucas is there, but if he gets 11 points, that's only 20, so he's not really factored in. Same with Nika Agadze. Either of them are not really factored into the 24 points. Right now we have 3 people qualified, or 2. You pretty much know that Shoma is going to qualify, because even if he finishes second there, 26 points is going to get him in. And that means Yuma would probably win, if not, or second, 24 points. So 24 or 26 points. So depending on which way that goes, it's going to be crazy. So these next 2 competitions mean a lot. If Yuma beats Shoma, crazy. If Kevin doesn't have the best Kevin performance, then that's also going to mean, there's so much on the line in Espo. Espo's huge. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to talk about dance. Okay. Man. Okay. American dance is crazy right now. There are 5 teams fighting for 2 spots. We already know Chalk and Bates have number 1. I actually think Carrera and Ponomarenko are going to get the second spot. I think so. Their free dance is the highest scored free dance so far of the season. They'll work on the rhythm and get the levels higher, and I think they're going to be number 2. I actually think they are going to pass Green and Parsons and be number 2. I do. Here, this week, I really enjoyed the French team. I cannot wait to see Dumaget and La Messier again this season. They were really enjoyable. They skated a season's best. I thought they actually finished 5th in the free dance, which was really nice for them because they were in 7th going in, and you usually don't see that kind of climb. So it was really nice. Brody and Somerville, who were in 5th, actually finished 7th, but they did skate a new personal best, even though it wasn't almost 180 points. So they're kind of working. Ian Somerville is so dynamic. He's so small though, so it's hard to see him as a great partner. He's got to have the exact, he and Una Brown, not that I want to break the Browns up in any way, shape, or form, but Una is so small that she would be a really great partner for Ian. But They're fine together. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't know. I like them though. Peyton By, still not up to the Autumn Classic 190 score that they got, but a little bit better here. 184.58, so they did better here, I believe, than they did a couple of weeks ago. They moved up into 4th place, which was nice. Green and Parsons held on. They won the bronze medal here, which is pretty much what I expected to happen. 3rd place in both segments. Peyton By came really close, though, only 2 points off in the free dance. So they're inching up there closer. If they got better levels in the rhythm dance, they would probably. Okay, my babies, Zachary and Marjorie Lejoie and Zachary Laga. Okay, they won the silver medal here, but they won the rhythm dance. They beat Piper and Paul by a point because Piper just had big issues on those twizzles in the rhythm dance. And I was so happy. I was like, wow, they actually have a chance. They're a point ahead, but I don't think that they're going to be a point ahead after I think that Piper and Paul will beat them by more than a point in the free dance. And they did, but not by a lot more than a point. Marjorie and Zach with their beautiful costumes, that pink and that green, and just kind of like Rachel Green's dress, but the whole couple. I love Rachel Green's dress this season. It's one of my favorites. Or Caroline Green, Rachel. Who's Rachel? Who is Rachel Green? I don't know, but Caroline Green is such a star. I want to see her, like, if she had, oh man, if she had a different partner, I just think she would be at the top with a different partner. I really do. So, Marjorie Lejoie and Zachary Laga win a silver medal here. Piper and Paul eke out a win by a little less than 2 points over their country mates. So it's really nice to see Marjorie and Zach get that 206. That's a really good score for them. That puts them really solidly in the top 5-6 of ice dance right now. So I'm just really happy for them. I'm really, really, really happy for them. Now, what I really wanted to talk about, though, was the American ice dance scene here, because it's interesting. It's very interesting right now. Okay, there are a lot of American teams. Okay, Chalk and Bates, they're solidified as number 1. Now, season's best scores so far, the only other 2 teams to top 190 are Peyton By and Carrera and Ponomarenko. Okay, so that's kind of big. That is kind of big. Carrera and Ponomarenko have a lower rhythm dance best score. It's like 74 points. Whereas Peyton By, Green and Parsons, Zingis and Kolesnik, 75, 77, 76 points. So they've got the advantage there. But in the free dance, Carrera and Ponomarenko, 116.99, almost 117 points. All the other teams, Peyton By, 114, Brown and Brown, 113, Green and Parsons, 113, Zingis and Kolesnik, 112. Although I love their Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my favorites. It really is. But the Browns, they have 2 exceptional programs. I actually can see the Browns moving up a little bit more because their personal bests are getting better, and they beat out Zingis and Kolesnik. I would love to see Vadim and Caroline together. Green and Kolesnik. I think they would be such a beautiful pairing. I don't know. Whatever. I love Emily Zingis. She's great. Amelia. But okay, so you've got all these teams. Green and Parsons, I don't know if they're going to hold on for the 3rd spot. I think that the Browns or Peyton By or Zingis and Kolesnik can definitely pass them because they're all grouped in there so much. Peyton By 191, Carrera and Ponomarenko 191.14, so they're separated by 6/100ths of a point by their personal bests right now. Green and Parsons are slotted about 2 points behind them at 189, but then you have Brown and Brown 187.62, Zingis and Kolesnik 187.28. Are you kidding me? And then you even have Brody and Somerville are down in the next group. I didn't really want to bring them into this because they're not really a part of it. I don't think they're going to factor in right now. I really don't. But man, this American ice dance, it's a bloodbath come nationals. And honestly, I think a lot of these next competitions are going to be big to see who's able to put up these better scores, because really right now, uh, Green and Parsons passed the Browns 187.62, but since Peyton Bai did the Autumn Classic and Carrera and Ponomarenko did Finland Trophy, they haven't passed that 187, because if I'm not mistaken, now it's time to go back and check something else here. Let's see on the Grand Prix in the dance where they finished or where their scores were. Carrera and Ponomarenko, yeah, 186.70. Brown and Brown higher. So Zingis and Kolesnik 184. Peyton Bai 181 and 184. So right now, Brown and Brown, their 187.62 is actually holding up as a really high score. Let's see something here. Yeah, even Green and Parsons, 189, but 185 on the other. So like they're kind of slotted. So the Browns could easily be that third team, which I would love. Oh my God, I love them. I think they're one of the best young teams. I can't wait for the next quad and to watch all these ice dance teams. But all in all, Cup of China was Cup of China. It was a rough competition for a lot of skaters. It really was. Nobody. I mean, okay, a couple of personal bests were obtained here at Cup of China. Let's be real. There were a few. I'm actually going to bring it back up because we talked about this here in the video. We had a few personal bests. Adam Siohumfas free, Mihail Sheridov all the way across, Lejoie and Lega personal best, Gilardi and Ambrosini and Pang and Wang also personal bests. So some people came out and really nailed it down and skated really, really well. Actually, Green and Parsons got their season's best here too, so they skated pretty well. So there were some people who skated really well, but all in all, you had some really disappointing skates from, oh yeah, and in the women's event, Hannah and Rinka, they skated so well. But people like Leona, Shoma, Deanna and Maxime, Piper and Paul, Hawk and Kunkel, who aren't the top, but they won a gold already. So there was just a lot of disappointment in the men's field for people just missing stuff. So let's hope for Espo. Got my fingers crossed for Mateo to win a silver medal or better in Espo next week. Actually, come back in a few days. I'll have my preview video for Espo up. If you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about Cup of China or enjoy listening to me talk about figure skating in general, just go ahead and give the video a like. I would love to hear what you guys thought of Cup of China. Was there any surprises that you thought? What your favorite moment was? Something that really stood out for you? Maybe if you had some comments about the United States ice dance situation, I would love to hear about that too. If you guys really, really like listening to me talk, go ahead and subscribe. Why not? Give it a subscribe. If you're watching, might as well help me reach more people. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.